Okay, so now that we have Axios set up, let's see how we can make some requests using the Axios. Okay, so sorry. Now let's say we want to use the Axios to make a request to this our HTML page again. So we'll simply call the Axios. We can call different request type of request using the Axios. We can call the post request. We can call the get request. We can call the put request as well as the delete request. Okay. So, but for now, we're going to try the get request, and on the get request, we are going to get our index page and see if actually it's going to give us the index page through our HTTP request. Okay, so index page, simply type our HTTP slash localhost slash Asus test, Asus underscore test slash index dot html. Okay, this is the URL to our index. Okay, so now when we make the request, we'll now call the then promise. Okay, the then promise will now give us a response. We can either just write the response like this, or we'll close it in parentheses like response. Okay, we open ex6 function. Then let's just say we log the response. Okay, what we're getting back from the request. Okay, so with this, by default, it's going to try to require the ASUS from the library. Okay, but this is going to give us an error on this required, because required cannot really be used with vanilla JavaScript like that. Okay, but since we have it connected to our page, we can just simply change here to small letter, then get rid of this line. Okay, so let's refresh our page and see what we have. Okay, so you can see that we are getting the data from our page back through our HTTP request that was made using the Asus. Okay, so now if we check our network, this is the request that was made on the network. Now, when you click on the network, you're going to see all the default headers that were sent. This is where uh, the request went to, and the type of request was get according to what we did here. We said ASUS get. Okay, the type of request we get, and the status is okay. Now, if we come to the request, there's no parameter because we didn't add any parameter to a request. But from our response, you're going to see that we're getting exactly the same thing we have on our browser. It's coming in the preview of our response. Okay, if we check the response payload, we're going to see it, the HTML itself. So probably assuming we have something else, like let's say we have a div here on this page, and we say let's say we'll give it an ID, the page mirror. Okay, now if I save this, let's just say testing here, and we refresh our page. Okay, we're going to get exactly the way it is back in our HTTP request as well. Okay, now what I want to do here now is on this page mirror, let's see if we can pull what we have, the response, into the page mirror. Okay, so what I'll simply do here is that I will simply say let uh, document, let's document, sorry, I'm supposed to declare variable. Let the page mirror is equal to document dot get by ID. Okay, now we'll call the ID, which is a page mirror as well, page mirror. Okay, now we need the, okay, so the response we get from our Axios request, we're going to load it into the page mirror variable. Okay, so we simply say page mirror dot inner HTML will be equal to the response we get. Okay, so let's try this out and see how it looks like. Okay, so here in this page mirror we're getting an object because what is coming from our, if we check from our console, what is, okay, we didn't log it. Okay, now but what we are getting from the network here now is an object of this page. Okay, so what we'll simply do here is we're going to convert it into raw HTML. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is, first of all, let's log the response again. Response. Okay, so we log the response. We're going to see that we have the object of the response. Now on the object, the data holds the whole content of the page. Okay, so what we're simply going to do here is we are supposed to pass the data to the page mirror. Okay, so we do this, refresh, and we get exactly the page. Okay, so that is it for making a request. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check with jQuery if it's connected properly and if we can use it. Okay, so after that we'll now see how we make API requests and get data back from these requests.